But my right arm's in a position here like it's grabbing onto a bus stop or a curtain rod. From front on, if I look back at my shaft rod, I can see my body motion is also blended in because my whole sternum and my trunk is really coiled and I feel really stable behind this shaft rod here. The black tip of my shaft rod I can see is a long way away from my sternum. Now, to start the downswing, here's the secret. What we need is our right shoulder to work down. At the same time, my right knee works in. At the same time, my right heel comes off the ground. How far do I do this? Until my right arm pretty much parallels the ground. I can also check my body motion in the same position because at this point my shoulders are still closed slightly. From here, everything turns back to impact together. And I see a good inline relationship with club face would be square as my right arm, my right knee's worked in, and I'm into my left side here. As I keep pivoting through, little hand and big hand still work together and my whole right side pivot through and I hold this down the line position. Now folks, for you back home, if you're a slicer, what we need is the right arm facing down, and if you're hooking it a little too much, right arm can be a little bit more square. As I keep going through, I'm going to grab my shoulder, finish in a really nice balanced finish and tap my toe.
You know, one of the things we see too, Brett, and I want to show people this, if you are a slicer and all of a sudden somebody tells you to work the club down more from the inside and they tell you, let's let your arms fall, that's fine, but we do see this a lot, and you can see it. They go back, and Brett, it's amazing, as their arms come down, their body actually comes backwards. So it's important, as you said earlier, as the right arm works down, you need to have that centering. You have to feel like as your arm's working down, your body's not going backwards. I think that is dangerous because then we see people are on the inside now, but they get real flippy and their impact's not very good. So I think that's an important key. And I like this drill because, again, we don't see that blend of arms and body. And as you saw Brett, his right shoulder would work down and then through into the finish, and he really made a good position here. He made a great top of swing position. He went down and then he went forward. A lot of you do this, but then you slap it and you don't really go through it. So good drill, Brett, and I think a lot of people at home are going to be able to learn from that. You need to do a lot more of this at home when you have a chance to practice, or when you have a chance not to hit golf balls. You have to do these things. Hey, that was nice. Always brush the grass when you swing, okay? Just to get in the habit of the downward motion of the club head. Watch again. Right arm. Excellent, excellent. You don't feel real tight there. You just have a nice wide circle. Swing the right arm down with a little bump to the left. Excellent. Notice your finish now. You know, it looks a little bit more complete. It looks like you're more on balance. Before, the arms were really close to the right ear. And then as we started down, even if we move left, now our hands are not in a good position, and we'd go like that to hit the golf ball, and we'd fall backwards a lot. And so that's more of a reaction to what your problem was. Okay, so one more time, let's recap. This is the stuff we're going to work on all day today. Okay, do one more drill this way. Right arm, chest back. Okay, look down. Let's brush the grass and swing through. Excellent. Oh, that's a nice motion. Do it again. Right arm, chest back. Okay, now that was done just with the arm alone. Let's do it again, okay? And we don't want too much tension here. Try to feel like, you know, when I say to you, I want you to get wide, I don't mean, hey, let's get wide and tight with the wrist cock. Let's go ahead and get wide, but we can still have a little wrist cock, okay? Now that is actually a pretty soft position of the right arm. The difference is you have a little bigger circle to swing in. Okay, now go ahead and do it again from the beginning. And let's take the chest, let's take the right shoulder, the right arm, and let's do it again. Boom, right there. Okay, ready? That's perfect. Now, notice, look down to the imaginary ball. Don't you feel like your back is now turned to the target, yet your arms aren't wrapped around you? Swing through. Excellent, love it. That was great. That's good work. That's what I want to show you in just a second. We're going to go up and look at the video, and you're going to see a big difference of what that looks like versus what the first swing looked like. But it's okay, all right? You've been on the golf course and you're having problems hitting the ball solid. I want to show you this little drill. It's a very simple drill. You're going to push your right foot up in the air like this. And what this is doing, this is going to help me through impact. Now I'm going to make a turn, and I'm going to make sure I don't just lift the arms up and hang to the left. But when I get here, I'm now going to go through the golf shot, and I'm going to hold my finish. Now, a lot of times if you're hitting that shot poorly, you're back and you're rocking back and you're scooping it and you're really flippy. Try that exercise. Get up on the right toe like so, and just stay there and make a good turn back and go through it. And make yourself do it smoothly. You're going to hit better shots. Well, maybe you got a little different perspective this time about how to practice. You know, I think we've always said that we have to hit a lot of golf balls to be a really good player. I think it's a blend of things. I think it's how, you know, a lot of people just like to play golf and they don't like to practice. So even if you're a person that says, I like to practice, maybe you have a little different attitude now after watching this show as it relates to finding a mirror. Try to find a mirror where you can do better body motion work and arm swing work. You saw Brett's exercise with the clubs on the ground. I'll tell you, you'll be surprised at how well you're going to do if you can train. You talk about fundamentals or foundations. Those are the foundations of a golf swing. And obviously when we take this golf club and put it in our hands, we want to have feel for the golf club. We want to have feel for the club head, because it's that combined with how we swing our arms and how we move our body that makes us better golfers. And I think in terms of from a consistency standpoint, if you could do this with your busy schedules 3 times a week, you're going to find that there's going to be a difference in your motion. Because when you go out to play golf, you don't want a lot of thoughts. You don't want to go out there and think about everything. You want to go out and be visual and play golf. And that's the key. So I hope you enjoyed the show, and I want you to work on these things that we just talked about.